Greetings everyone, Sir Roland again. Today we are here at Fighter Practice to take a look at the martial aspects of the society. Today we'll be looking at heavy weapons fighting and rapier fighting.
Here we have pictured an SCA heavy weapons fighter. Society armor standards require that a heavy fighter must fight with a helmet made of not less than 14 gauge steel. Standards also require that the knees and elbow joints be covered with rigid material, like heavy-duty plastic or steel. Neck, vertebrae, and groin protection are also vital components of any heavy armor kit. Outside of the minimum armor standards, heavy weapons fighters may wear whatever they like, from whatever culture or time period within the scope of the society. The fighter pictured is wearing additional protection on his forearms and torso in a Norse type kit style. In this video clip, you will see two combatants practicing their techniques. As each one lays a blow on the other, they will communicate to determine whether or not the blow was a telling blow, strong enough to have caused injury through the armor. If the blow is a telling blow, they will acknowledge it, and the two combatants will go for another pass. The main target zones are the head, the torso, and the groin. Shots received in these areas are to be treated as a death and end the fight. If the combatant receives a telling blow to one of his limbs, he must continue on without the use of that limb or forfeit the fight. In this clip, we can see that one of the combatants has already lost the use of his legs. These two combatants will continue to trade blows until this fight has been resolved. Fighting from the knees is not necessarily a disadvantage for some. Many fighters spend many hours practicing their techniques, even from a knelt position. As we can see, patience wins out in this fight. Here we have pictured a rapier fighter. Rapier armor standards require that a combatant wear a fencing mask or helmet that covers the entire head. This fighter is wearing a thick hood which meets that standard. Rapier fighters are also required to cover themselves from head to toe with protective materials. The torso and legs must be covered in sufficient material to prevent injury in case a rapier blade were to break off into sharp points. This is oftentimes accomplished by layering several thick materials like wool or linen, and sometimes it's even accomplished by wearing chainmail. A rapier fighter's kit is complete with a pair of thick leather gloves and sturdy boots with good ankle support. Rapier fighting as a discipline focuses on footwork and tip control of the blade as they jockey for position. These combatants work around their opponents with patience, waiting for the perfect time to strike, which in this game is merely a touch. As is the case with heavy weapons fighting, touches are judged as sufficient by the recipient. Once the recipient receives a telling blow, he acknowledges that he has been struck, and the two fighters will start with another pass. Rapier fighting can be a fast-paced game, flashing and clashing of blades. Fun to watch, but even more fun to do. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was informative. Now that you've seen some of the martial activities that our members participate in, it's time for you to get out there and try them yourself. Take some time to attend your next local fighter practice. There will be people there to help you get into kit for the first time, and go out and have some fun. This video series is sponsored by Raymond's Quiet Press. historical recreations from jewelry to helms. Link in the description below.